A very good morning to everyone. My name is Sarika Gupta, and the topic of my presentation is pharmacovigilance clinical safety monitoring. So, pharmacovigilance is a process of continuous monitoring and evaluation of all adverse events during the drug development process to ensure the safety of the participants and a continuous assessment of the risk and the benefit. The clinical trial process is regulated by specific regulatory guidelines like ICH, GCP, US FDA, etc. Talking about the stakeholders, so the stakeholders are sponsors, regulators, investigators, IRB, IEC, monitors, participants, public and private entities. IRB stands for Institutional Review Board and IEB stands for Independent Ethics Committee. Talking about the basic framework for pharmacovigilance during clinical trials. First, information from already known safety risk is there. Then the collection of safety data from the clinical trials which are held is there. Then the safety data which is collected is then processed, evaluated and further analyzed for the benefit risk balance in a product. Talking about the sponsor's responsibility in pharmacovigilance, so we use and adapt pharmacovigilance procedures to monitor adverse reactions occurring in clinical trials, modifications in protocol due to safety or efficacy concerns like doses changes, changes in study inclusion criteria, intensification of monitoring, etc. Then restrictions in study population or indication, all are the responsibilities of sponsor. Then changes to informed consent document relating to safety issues, formulation changes for safety reasons, addition of a special reporting requirement, issuance of a communication to investigators or healthcare professionals, plans for new safety trials, ongoing safety evaluation of the investigational medicinal products, immediate notification of finding from the clinical trials that could adversely affect the health of the subject. So this is also the responsibility of the sponsor to notify each and every stakeholder. Then preparation of various essential documents like protocol, investigator brochure, case report form, reporting of ADRs in clinical trial. This is also the responsibility of the sponsor. Then, major components of pharmacovigilance. So, there are three basic components of pharmacovigilance: reporting, recording, and managing. Protocol in a clinical trial. So, the basic definition of a protocol according to the ICH-EC guidelines is it is a document that describes the objective, design, methodology, statistical considerations, and organization of a trial. The protocol usually also given the background and rationale for the trial, but these could be provided in other protocol referenced. Talking about guidance in protocol, so a definition of the AE, A stands for adverse event, SAE or SAR, which is serious adverse event or reaction, expected and unexpected adverse events, specifications of the safety parameters to be studied along with methods and timings for recording and analysis. This is also given in the protocol. Declaration from the PI, that is the principal investigator, that he will ask the study subjects during each scheduled or unscheduled visit about experience of any event of hospitalizations, disability or incapacity since their previous visit, contact address or number of the PI to be provided to the study subjects to expedite the reporting of adverse events. In case of occurrence of SAE in a blinded clinical trial, the management for blinded therapy cases should be given with clear responsibilities of breaking the code blinding. So in that case, the treatment or the drug regimen need to be revealed. Pregnancy or a follow-up of pregnancy till outcome should be provided. Recording and reporting of post-study events that occurred after the patient had completed a clinical study is also clearly mentioned in the protocol. The name and contact details of the sponsor's pharmacovigilance representative person for responsible person for pharmacovigilance should be included for the purpose of reporting SAE, SAR or CUSAR. Then the role of CRF. So during the clinical trial process, all AEs reported are recorded otherwise unless otherwise specified in the protocol. For routine data collection, study protocols clearly define how AEs will be identified, managed, reported, and recorded in the CRF. From the pharmacovigilance perspective, non-serious adverse events are also recorded and reported if their occurrence is important to safety monitoring in a clinical trial. Coming to the role of IB, IB stands for investigative brochure. It provides the information to the investigators that facilitate their understanding of the rationale for dosage, dosage frequency, dose administration methods, etc. It also provides procedure for safety monitoring. It acts as an important source document to define the expectedness of the area. So IB is therefore playing a very important role in pharmacovigilance monitoring. It also serves as a source document for a medicinal product in a country where it is not yet approved for market. Then SUR. SUR stands for Safety Update Report. It presents safety profile of an investigational drug and actions proposed, wise early termination of the trial, ongoing status, addition of any extra visit for patient for evaluation of safety, etc. ICH E2F guidelines on DSUR describe a common standard for annual clinical trial safety reporting among the ICH regions to provide assurance of protection for clinical trial subjects. So first point is to provide the summary of the understanding and management of identified and potential risks, to describe new safety issues, to provide an update on the status of the clinical investigation development program, to examine whether the information obtained by the sponsor during the reporting period is in accordance with previous knowledge of the product's safety. Then coming to the investigator's responsibility in pharmacovigilance. So the investigator shall report all SAEs, serious adverse events, immediately to the sponsor except for those that the protocol or the IB identifies as not requiring immediate reporting. For reported deaths of a subject, the investigator shall supply the sponsor and the ethics committee with any additional information requested. The sponsor shall keep detailed records of all AEs reported to him by the investigators. In blinded clinical trials, pharmacovigilance role of investigators is extended to the management of blinded therapy cases. Then responsibilities of IEC or IRB in pharmacovigilance. IRB or IEC, they reviews the essential documents wise trial protocols or amendments, written informed consent forms, IB, and available safety information about the investigational medicinal product. IRB or IEC should be promptly reported for both serious and unexpected areas. Any changes or deviations in the protocol to eliminate immediate hazards in the trial subjects. Any changes creating an increase in the risk to subjects and or changes in the protocol that are affecting the conduct of the trial. Any new information that may adversely affect the safety of subjects during the conduct of the trial. Then management of case safety reports during clinical trials. The sponsor has to maintain a detailed record of all AEs that are reported to him by the investigator. A detailed analysis for the seriousness, casualty, and expectedness has to be performed by the sponsor on the individual CSRs. All the collected AEs from all the sites need to be assessed so that the sponsor can broadly depict the nature and occurrence of the adverse events from the pooled analysis of all participating sites. Then risk assessment during clinical trial. So if a product is intended to be chronically used and has dose related toxicities, if a product proposed during proposed dosing includes a proposed titration scheme, when a drug has the potential for AEs which are not likely to be detected or reported by patients, if a product is if a product is to be studied in pediatric patients, special safety issues should be considered. In circumstances when earlier safety data signal an unusual or important concern, then in such cases, a sponsor may consider for reserving blood samples from some or all of patients in the study. Then handling of medication errors. Medication errors, they are defined as any error in the prescribing, dispensing, or administering of a drug, irrespective of whether such errors lead to adverse consequences or not. These errors they can occur at any stage of the medication use process. The medication errors they can be minimized by assessing prior to the marketing common sources of medication errors which may arise due to products inherent properties or because of the inadvertent contribution of the proposed proprietary name, the established name, the proposed labeling, and the proposed packaging. Now, during clinical trials, improper dilution or administration techniques may result in non-optimal dosing. These should be carefully examined as warning signs that the product could be subject to dosing errors that may warrant changes in labeling, packaging, or design. If errors are not observed in trials, then careful consideration should be given during development to the implications of the design of the product, its packaging, and any device used to administer or deliver the product. Any occurrences seen or considered during product development should be documented, reported, and analyzed for potential remedial actions. Thank you.